Our story starts with a group of people who called themselves the Fog Flower Party. It was a group of strong adventurers. They gathered there today to clear one of the 8 black dungeons of the world that no one has subjugated thus far, called the Dungeon of Abyss. Leading the party was someone who was called Undead, one who cannot die, a berserker player who lived for sake of killing monsters, Eunha. Ironically, this was also the place which is going to end his 32 years of life as well. Eunha fought ferociously, killing every monster in his path. After defeating a monster which seems like hybrid of dragon and snake, Eunha was exhausted and injured. Suddenly out of nowhere a monster appears and begins attacking Eunha. Monster roared and charged towards him. Seeing this opportunity, Eunha tries to cut the monster's head with the swing of the sword, but the monster bites the sword instead and breaks it into pieces, leaving Eunha surprised. During the fight, Eunha takes out his other sword, which is shining in the blue light, some sort of magical sword, and stabs through his skull, thereby killing it. Now in the dungeon only the boss monster remains. He calls out to his party members, but there was no cheer or sound. Eunha looks back and realizes that everyone has been killed and he is the only one alive. He is filled with grief, and in his agony Eunha declares that he will kill the boss by himself, and opens the gate of the boss monster. In the room all he could see is darkness, so dense that even light wouldn't dare going in. But he could sense the final monster of the dungeon, the Master of Darkness. Suddenly a chilling sensation runs down his spine as he saw a big red eye staring into his soul directly. In a blink of a moment he finds himself with a hole in the chest and thrown out of the room. He was bleeding profusely. Sitting leaning against the wall he smirks, realizing this the place going to be his grave. At the same time he thinks that the monster is too strong and it's impossible for the humanity to kill the Master of the Darkness right now. Out of nowhere he hears a shout, "Don't die, you idiot!" She was his party member and dear friend of his, yoojung. He is relieved to see her alive and feels a sense of relief. She tries to heal him, but the injuries are serious. He accepts his fate and asks her to run away quickly. She yells at him and tells him that she will save him no matter what, but sooner realizes that his injuries are too severe and it's a miracle that he's even alive. Meanwhile Eunha was thinking about his partners and worries that he will be leaving them alone in this dangerous world. yoojung shouts and gathers all the magical energy she can muster and vows to pay no matter the price for saving his life. A sphere of warm light surrounded them and shoots into the sky. Everything turns white and he feels a warm sensation. Then Eunha hears someone is calling his name, then he realizes it is his parents. Eunha is confused by what has transpired. He thinks, is this the afterworld? Then he raises his hands and holds his mother's finger, realizing this isn't the afterworld. He didn't die, instead, he went back in time, to when he was 1 year old. He couldn't believe it. It shouldn't be possible to turn back time, he thought. Then he remembers that if it's the gift of a miracle that makes impossible possible, then it just might be. Yoojung must have activated miracle right before he died, since she's on par with the 12 thrones. Eunha never thought he will see his parents again, because both of them died when he was 6 years old, after they were attacked by monsters. From then on, he was filled with hatred for monsters. And that is why he wished for the extermination of all monsters. But he's been given a second chance, and this time he will change the future. This starts a new journey for our protagonist. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.